That's right. Let's keep the energy going strong tonight. We have a very exciting list of speakers that we're here. We'll be speaking on all of the ways that Hillary has impacted people's lives around the world. And we really want to make sure that Hillary hears us. We don't know when she's coming. We don't know if she's already here, but we need the energy and the noise loud so that she knows we're here and that she knows we will not tolerate her being in our city and peddling her lies. So first up, I have the honor to introduce Isabella, who's an organizer with the American Party of Labor, which is an anti-imperialist communist party. The APL is a member organization of the Resist US-led War Movement, a global network of anti-war organizations fighting for a just and lasting peace. So welcome, Isabel.
Look how many people are out here right now to oppose Hillary Clinton. This is a good people's movement we have started here. So, there are people responsible for every woman killed in Gaza. There are people responsible for every woman killed in Afghanistan. There are people responsible for every woman killed in Iraq. And there are people responsible for every woman being killed right now in Lebanon. There's people responsible for the targeting of journalists and healthcare workers and activists across the world. There are people responsible for warships polluting our oceans, creating the climate crisis, which is killing even more women. There are people responsible for resource extraction and labor exploitation of entire oppressed nations. These people use the US military for bombing campaigns and to increase profit for arms manufacturers. And these people have names, they have addresses, and they have book tours that stop in Portland, Oregon. Hillary Clinton is a figurehead of the imperialist system, a war machine made up of every branch of the US government and monopoly corporations. It is designed in the interest of the capitalist class to further the exploitation and genocide of people around the world. Imperialism has its boot on the necks of women of Cuba, the women of Kashmir, the women of the Philippines, the women of Palestine, and many more. Our task is the destruction of the war machine. Not to just lift the boot of imperialism, but to kill its wearer. Weapons manufacturers are some of the most vicious aspects of the US war machine, and they have been consistent cheerleaders of Hillary Clinton. But us, the APL, Resist US-led War Movement, and many of the other organizations here tonight have been consistent protesters of weapons manufacturers like Raytheon, for the perpetuation of genocide, mass destruction, and climate change. In 2016, Raytheon gave the Clinton campaign over $130,000 because they knew that having her in the White House would be a guarantee of more war, of more aerial bombings, and more defense contracts with the US military, increasing the profits of Raytheon execs. Shame. The war industry and the US state are a single combined genocidal apparatus that is primed for people like Hillary Clinton to spearhead the further expansion of US imperialism in the nations of the Pacific, using projects like the Pivot to Asia, which Hillary Clinton started, and economic institutions such as APEC. Clinton has a long track record of working with these weapons companies to target the nations that imperialists keep poor and underdeveloped intentionally, keeping them open for exploitation and plunder. That's why the ruling class loves her. That's why they wanted her to be the Democratic nominee, why they wanted her to be president, and why the Democrats are currently using her as a campaigning tool for the Democratic run for president right now. She is just like all of the other genocidal liberal figureheads who promote the states with the worst violations like Israel and like the armed forces of the Philippines. We don't have to wonder what it would be like if Hillary won in 2016. We can just look around. Yep. On the Raytheon example, While they gave Clinton $130K for her campaign in 2016, they gave Biden in 2020 $568,000. And they've already, before the election, given the Harris campaign $450,000. Portland is a Democrat-run city, and yet we see increasing militarization everywhere. We have the glorification of war with events like Fleet Week and the Oregon Air Show. We have a militarized police force which is used to violently displace our unhoused neighbors. We have a liberal school board which is pushing military recruitment on our students. But the only thing stronger than all of this money and the neoliberal institutions is the power of working class movements. With the Reject Militarization Coalition, Portland has seen mass protests this year against war, against genocide, and against military exercises. We're growing with the student movement to kick military recruiters out of Portland public schools with the JROTC out of PPS campaign. Resist US-led war works around the globe to stop weapons manufacturers and to end warfare. Our anti-militarism agenda, which is continually being sharpened by the people's resistance to war, specifically calls out the Obama and Clinton policy of increased drone strikes. We analyze the moves of the enemies to peace, and our work is tireless in order to stop our enemies. And in the APL, we're revolutionaries. We're fighting to demolish the entire capitalist system, shutting down the weapons manufacturers and making imperialists like Clinton feel the fire of a revolutionary people. She will feel the fire of a revolutionary people who have paid for and are continuing to pay for her warmongering and the warmongering of all the Democrats in power.
That's right.
If the people of the world had justice for the suffering that they've experienced at her hands, Hillary Clinton would be tried for war crimes and face the will of the people she has bombed as they see fit. We're building that future to see through that justice. Thank you.